why English is so complicated and what you can do to actually enjoy learning it. First thing first, English is not one language. It's a blend of many. Quick facts. 29% of English words come from French, 29% from Latin, 26% from Germanic languages like Old English and Norse, and the rest a mix of Greek, Arabic, Hindi, Japanese, and more. That's why we say chef, French, video, Latin, kindergarten, German, algebra, Arabic, shampoo, Hindi, emoji, Japanese. So when people say English is hard, they are not wrong. It's like trying to learn 5 languages at once, but with one set of grammar rules. That's also why there are so many exceptions to the rules, because those rules came from different places. Let's talk about spelling, or should I say spelling disasters? In many languages, spelling is easy. If you can say it, you can spell it. But in English, let me give you a fun group of words. Though, tough, through, thought, throw. Same letters, completely different sounds. Why? Well, this goes back to something called the Great Vowel Shift, a major change in how people pronounced vowels in English around 500 years ago. The pronunciation changed, but the spelling stayed the same. Also, English never fully cleaned up its spelling system. That's why we have silent letters like K in knife, confusing combinations like EA in bread versus read versus head. Words that look the same but sounds different like lead as a verb and lead the metal. It's not your fault if you're confused. It's just history being messy. Now, grammar. More specifically, tenses. Most languages have 3 basic tenses: past, present, and future. But English, we said, let's add 12. Here's just one example using the verb to eat. I eat, present simple. I am eating, present continuous. I have eaten, present perfect. I had eaten, past perfect. I will eat, future simple. I will have eaten, future perfect. That's already 6 ways to talk about one thing. But here's what helped me understand it. Each tense gives extra details about when and how the action happened. Like, I ate. That means it happened, completed. I had eaten. That means it was finished before another action. I have eaten. It's done. And maybe it's still important now. So instead of memorizing all 12 names, I always recommend focusing on the message. What do you want to say? What feeling or timing are you expressing? That's how I teach it naturally, not mechanically. Now let's go to the beast. Phrasal verbs. These are verbs that change their meaning when you add a little word like up, out, on, or off. Let's take the word get. Get up. That means wake up. Get by means survive. Get over means recover. Get across, communicate an idea. Get out, leave. Get along, have a good relationship. Think about it. Do these meanings match the original word get? Nope, they are completely new. And the worst part, you can't really guess the meaning just by knowing the words. You just have to learn them in real context. But here's what I found. When I teach students through daily conversation and real life situation, they remember phrasal verbs naturally. No flashcards, no pressure, just talking. Pronunciation. Oh boy. English pronunciation is not phonetic, which means the way we write is not the way we speak. Let's take the letter O. In hot, it sounds like ah, hot. In home, it sounds like oh, home. In woman, it sounds like ah, woman. In move, it sounds like ooh, move. Same letter, four different sounds. Also, we have homophones, words that sounds the same but are spelled differently. Two, two, two. There, there, there. Right, right. Again, it feels crazy until you learn through exposure, like watching, listening, speaking regularly. That's how I train my ears and how I help my students train theirs too. Here's what I believe. After teaching English for years, you don't need to master every rule. You just need to use English daily in a way that feels natural. Yes. That's how I went from overthinking everything to speaking and teaching confidently. And that's exactly what I'm focusing on now. So, to wrap up, yes, English is complicated, but no, it doesn't have to stay complicated. Once you understand the history, the logic, the patterns, and why behind the confusion, English becomes like a puzzle you can actually enjoy solving. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and share it with a friend who's struggling with English. If you want to improve your speaking or just talk to someone who understands the struggle, I'm always here. Okay? Thank you for watching. Keep learning, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself. I will see you in the next video. But you can check the description for more videos and for a speaking community that is free. So, see you in the next video. Okay? Bye-bye.